Well, welcome everybody. It's been a little bit of time since we've had a meeting, like maybe, what, 10 years? But in those 10 years, we have been doing a lot of different things. It may not be noticeable to everyone, but there has been some enhancements going on as we've gone through it. That'll be covered throughout this meeting. We're in 6.0 now, and we're going in 6.1. So if you are back in the 5s, we'd encourage you to update because there's speed there. There's a lot of new things. We went from a Java base to a C++, a lot faster system. You're going to see the web system as well. And we made a move already. Like I said, nothing ever since concrete. But we have people that are leaving today. And the main purpose coming here, at least ours was, to introduce you to the new web. So a lot of you may in the past you run into people say, oh, you're still at legacy. Well, when you get done with this meeting, you take it back and show them you're no longer legacy. So you'll be on the internet, and you'll have a lot of different features, and those will be covered, so I'm not going to get into those right now. But on your sheets, you'll notice from the original one, to accommodate those people that have come in and need to get out today from 3:30, 4:30, and 4:30 to 5:30. We have switched that now to the web. So we feel that this is moving on. 5.0, they're behind us. If you run into questions or problems, we'll support them, we'll get them fixed as fast as we can. One thing I encourage you now is to get a piece of paper and jot down what questions you have. Because we have no idea how long this is going to take. We can be done in 2 hours, or we can be done in 20 hours. So we want your questions for feedback. What do you see in your application that we have not covered? Now this system is installed in 10 to 20 or 15, around 15 ports in Ohio. So it has been tested by our company. It is as good as we can test. We do not use blobs. So naturally, if you run into a problem with blobs, don't throw your hands up and say this is a piece of junk. No, it isn't, because we don't have the staff. We don't use it in our application. So please understand where we're coming from. We developed this to meet our clientele, and as we developed it, we were looking at filePro community to what was needful to move filePro along. Not to kill it, but to enhance it so that you guys can get out, talk to your clientele, and get this thing going. Yes, sir?
Does that statement mean you're dropping blobs, or you're...
No, that means we do not use blobs. We do not use memos. We do not use qualifiers. Those are all part of filePro, but our company doesn't use them for our clientele. So that's all I'm saying. No, I've basically said, if you use those, give us what you want. It's basically going back to the wish list. We want a fresh wish list. We don't want to be talking about 4.5 is going to bug. If it does, upgrade. But that's what we're talking about. So I think Tim's got some things he's going to be on talking to us today. He's got things that happened to him in his real estate assessment. We didn't get into that. But we get into courts, we get into police, we get into property management. There's a lot of things we can, but we don't know every application out here. And if it isn't in there, you can ask some of the people who have been upgrading to 6.0 and so forth. We try to get it in there as soon as we can. I believe one of our developers here had an issue that came up back in 4.5, I think. Told us about it. We got one of our staff on it. That bug's been fixed. but we're not going back to all the bugs and fix them. Okay. Now, to introduce you, those that weren't here last night, I just asked temporarily for our staff just to stand up that we have here that will be presenting today. As I call your name, stand up. Because I knew that was going to happen. They both stood up.
They're hard chargers.
All right. But Chris Henson, we'll start out with Chris. Chris is my son. He heads up our R&D and Henson Associates. He was one of the leads on developing this web base. Next to him, Logan. Logan is a new staff member with us. All the code you've seen coming out in the last 6 months to a year is Logan has been done. 2 years. 2 years. Logan has been a major player. So he has taken GI. He's taken it from Java to C++. And those of you who have tried GI before and said, oh, it's too slow, I can just keep typing ahead, you need to try it now. Because we've had some people that said the new product on GI, you can type in that as fast as you get the character. Now, that's a big improvement. But there's all this stuff that has happened. A lot of it is coming from Logan. Over here on my left-hand side is my son Patrick. Patrick, he runs our software division. He goes out, he learns what a port does, he comes back and tells Chris and Logan, hey, I need this, just like you folks will, and it is put into the program. So to help the developers, we've added search and replace. So if you got code and you want to change it throughout your program, type in where it's at, it'll go find every spot that it is. So you don't have to go hunting through it anymore. There's some other features, and I don't want to steal all their thunder. And so they'll be up here, and they're going to be explaining. What we hope to do, depending on now how the schedule is going to work, I haven't even looked at it, but we're trying to take 6.0 and some of them and say, okay, why do we have it doing what it's doing? Because we're working to the ultimate of a web-based system. And in order to do that, there's certain keys that have to be done. In other words, if you want the web, you're going to have GI, because it's the same as the graphical that we're working with. The thing is, it's got a lot more features, it's a lot easier to work with, and so forth. And Patrick, he got moved to later on today. I called him up this morning and said, you're on today about 8 o'clock. And he said, no. But he's going to be on at 3:30 or 4:30 here. And he's going to show you what we're doing. Now, we're trying to tell you, I guess is the wrong way, what we have done with the system. Now, that doesn't mean that's where it stops. We have taken things, we have paperless courts. That means there's no paper floating around. We're moving it back and forth. We can have taken what filePro has and integrated it and used it to our advantage. We can't know exactly what your application does. We're going to give you things to think about. Oh man, I could do that. That would make it so much easier. Oh, this would be so nice. So we had things last night about it that came up, and everybody that was here seemed to have a sense of, hey, this is going to be worth our effort. So I don't want to stand up here all day talking about stuff, but I think that when you leave here, even if it's today, one thing, please, mark down questions and so forth. I've been at meetings before where we have kind of got in conversations and everybody loses attention because they're saying, well, what's he talking about over there? What's he talking about over there? Well, this is 4.8. No, we're talking new stuff. The old stuff's behind us. So that's all pretty much I have to say at this point, which is probably a lot. We have some name tags in the back. Oh, I'm sorry. Gee whiz. I got Bill back there. I'm used to talking to Bill quite a bit. Bill Randall. He's the guy I think is on the line and getting your money. He doesn't remember him. And the guy next to him is Ernie. Ernie's in support.
The lifesaver.
Yes.
And Lee Mockin. Lee's not with us right now, but he's been a part of filePro since, I don't know when. So anyway, Lee's here too. I talked to Lee. If you know Wally Turnbull, I talked to him. He had one of his, I think, daughter-in-laws or somebody had a baby. She couldn't wait, you know. Conference is more important than that. But anyway, we had a conflict of things there. One thing, I guess, everybody, if you get them awake, you always say have a little joke. I'll try one. I don't know how good it'll be. But if you got any medical, you know, there's all kinds of things going on in this world now. There's all kinds of things, cancer, blah, 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 and so forth. So here's a story about a man came into a doctor's office, and he said, "Doc, I really feel bad. I don't know if I'll make it." Doctor said, "Well, what's your problem?" "Oh, I got shortness. I got this. I just don't." He said, "Oh, I know what you got." He said, "You do?" He says, "Yeah." He said that we used to be unincurable, but now we've got it that it is. We had success. He says, "Yeah, what kind?" He says, "We got it down now to 3 survivors in 4. He said, "Wow, that's pretty good." He said, "You got any around here?" He said, "Yeah, the 3rd one just walked out the door." Oh well. Anyway.
We got to think about that one right.
So anyway, I'm pleased to have you all here. We have things. If you didn't get a name tag, it's on the last table. You'll see, if I get it out of my pocket, these little guys. What are these? Well, if you open them up, they're a screwdriver set. We got that. We have some of these folders. We only had 15 because until 2 weeks ago, we didn't know we was going to have 60 people. So we were not stocking up for supplies. So there are some back there. If you haven't got one and you want one, if there's a family or a company, please be sure there's only 35. So, wish we would have it for everybody, but that's the way it goes. Anything else that anybody's got questions on? Other than that, I have the pleasure of introducing a longtime filePro and a friend to myself, and that's John Isak. John,